Yesterday was the longest day in the world. I was all, I'm not attached to the outcome. And then the universe was like, really, bitch? Because here you go. Here's a test. uh, so it started off, well, first of all, we're at Safeway right now. Hi. It started off with the battery not charging, like around 2 or 3 p.m. And I was like 3 miles out from Pollock Pines. We're here in Pollock Pines now. Ay, but yeah, I thought my battery was broken and my whole body just entered with panic. And then I called Rad Power Bikes and their support wasn't available. And then I looked it up on the internet and the internet was like, you need to replace this little tiny fuse. And so I found this auto shop that was like zero point 0.7 miles away. and no, that's not right. It was like 3 miles away, but we had to take a break at zero point 0.7 miles away because Amor was overheated. It was hot and we were tired and we were out of battery. My God, this thing is impossible to push without a battery. My back hurts so bad. But anyways, yeah, because we're finally at the hilly part too, so it was just like up and down, up and down. Oh, it was awful, exhausting. I'm exhausted. This hops kombucha is gonna give me life though. It's 6 a.m. right now. We woke up at 5 this morning, and Amor kept us safe the whole night. It was scary. I'll tell you about it in a second. Oh, so we get to the auto repair shop and they check the fuse and they're like, your fuse is fine. And then I was like, oh, fuck. Then what is wrong with my battery? It was terrifying. It's like, I don't have, well, at this point I have more money in my account, but yesterday I just had like $97 in my account. It was so stressful. I was like, I can't replace a battery. It's like over $500. So, ah, just a stressful day. The whole not knowing what's coming around the corner. It's emotionally taxing. Um, so a combination of one of my partners and the auto people helped me figure out what the issue was. I was trying to charge it with the Jackery, the external battery, but actually the bike battery is more powerful than the external battery. So yeah, it wouldn't even begin to charge because it wasn't drawing enough energy to even put in. And so I was concerned because I was like, well, I've charged it many a times with the external battery, the Jackery, like you've seen it in the first video. But this was the first time I did not pull out my solar panels to charge as well. So what I have realized through the help of my partner, thank you, Mika, is that the only reason that it was charging before was because it was used in combination with the solar panels. The solar panels was giving it that extra push that it needed in order to move enough energy through to charge it. And yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm only 3 miles out. I'll just charge it. I'll just recharge this battery, like the external battery, when I get there with the electrical outlet. Because I was so tired. I didn't want to pull out my solar panels. But now I have learned the hard way that in order for me to charge my bike battery with my external battery, the Jackery, I need to use my solar panels, which means I am reliant on the sun. I have to charge during sun hours. And, like, thank God it is July. It's like late July. So, oh, yeah, the sun is on my side, but I just don't like feeling this vulnerable. I don't like it. Because, like I'm saying, Pollock Pines is my last like town really before I hit like the woods, and I plan on doing dispersed camping. Just like find a spot and plop and use my filter to get water from the creek or the lake or wherever there's water, and I've got everything I need. My stove, I'm good. I'm solid. So I don't like. I don't know. Just it feels vulnerable. Like I really have to plan around that. But I'm just grateful that this happened to me in Pollock Pines of all places. This could have happened to me in the middle of the woods. That would have freaking sucked. I would have been panicked and terrified and alone. But I have signal on my phone here, so I was able to be in contact with my partner like throughout the whole process. And they were like, okay, like let me know if you can fix the battery and just know that like I can drive there to come get you. And Geez, talk about being an anchor. Like just knowing, I didn't think they were actually gonna need to drive here, but just offering that and knowing that I will be safe, like it will be okay. It went a long way for me emotionally. It was a marathon, but it threw off my whole plans, obviously. So then, it was so late because we had to take lots of breaks from more in order to get over these hills without the battery, and she had to walk. Because there's no way in hell I was gonna pull her without the battery. Like it's literally impossible. I like can't do it. So I'm carrying too much weight. What have I done? What am I doing? What are we doing on more? She's like, I didn't sign up for this. You brought me here. And so last night it was so late by the time the battery was charged. It wasn't even fully charged because it was already sundown by the time I was like, okay, we can't just like stay at the Safeway forever charging the battery. But luckily there is an outlet outside that we're using, so I'm able to just sit here without more. Like, look how relaxed she is compared to normally she has to like be really vigilant. But here we're just like, there's nobody behind us. The Safeway entrance is in the front of the building, like on the other side, around the corner. Whoa. And that's where the charger is too, so it's actually really nice. Um, but yeah, the campground is like 35 bucks a night, the one that I found that's close to here, and it's right off of a lake, so I would love to take a swim in there to like low key shower, but also just to have a good time. But also, yeah, 35 bucks. Like I said, I had 97 bucks in my account yesterday, so 35 bucks is actually a lot of money for me right now. So I wasn't just about to go like pay 35 bucks like without using it for the whole day. Like I don't want to get charged that much, especially because I'm just on my bike. The 35 bucks fee, it includes like a parking spot, but I'm like, I don't need that. So it's just a little frustrating for me. Like everything is so made for cars, and I'm just like so tired of it. I understand it, like we have a dependency on oil, but I'm just like sickened by the dependency on oil. So I get salty when I'm like, oh, you just expect me to have a car? Like, okay. So we did one last night of stealth camping, but my god, this one, damn, this really, this was the first time out of the 4 times, 5 times, I don't even know at this point, that we've stealth camped, and I actually was like multiple times throughout the night feeling like, should we leave? I'm not sure. Like it really didn't feel safe because I'll tell you the story. Well, we found this little day park, like really close to the Safeway. It's like you have to go down the hill for it. And so it's surrounded by mountains, and it's like a little bit lower elevation. It's really beautiful, but of course the park was closed and there's no camping there. They made it very clear with the signs and stuff. So I just found a place kind of near the park to sleep. I think it was like a gravel parking lot, but they had closed the gate to it. So I just parked my bike on one of those little like shoulders. Like, what do you call that? A pull out? A pull off? Like little patch of gravel alongside the road just in case you need to pull over. So I parked the bike there, covered it in the black covers and took off the shiny stuff to make it stealth. And then we just walked up a little bit away from it, a little behind these trees where it was a little more elevated, kind of like this, but I mean, this is a Safeway, so obviously it's not private. But we had to walk up a little hill behind these trees, so it felt safe in that way. Safe from humans, my god. But now we're like legit in the mountains, and I did not feel safe from other critters, especially because I have Amor's dog food here. It only occurred to me at like literally 2 in the morning because it has these tiny little perforations in it. And so I'm just like, holy shit. Of course, these animals have strong, strong senses, not like my senses. And they could probably smell this. And then I was picturing like, yeah, just danger, like feeling vulnerable, like, oh no, we might be attracting critters towards us. This is a bad idea to bring this dog food into the woods. What was I thinking? I was just trying to save some money. It was more cost efficient to buy a big bag of food. God, money is stressful in this moment. but we're making it work. So what happened was we heard this little dog barking, and I was like, whatever, it's a little dog, it's annoying. And like they're in a yard anyway. I was like, I mean, you could just tell by hearing it. It sounded like a little pet and harmless. But the way I found out the dog was barking was because, hi, I'm more chased after the dog. And of course, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm sleeping in my sleeping bag. Amora's on the floor next to me. She had a pad. There's like a little pad in here that I pull out that she sleeps on alongside me. Slash, she cuddles me. It's so sweet. But yeah, I had the leash. This part of the leash, I had it under my butt, and so of course she like jerks it from out from under me, and it got a little damaged. But I'm really grateful that it's still intact and functional. Because when we were living in Oakland, we were going for a walk, and when she pulls on me hard, it like kills my back. I have chronic lower back pain, so um, I just let go of the thing, and it combusted, and it didn't work anymore. I had to replace it. So I'm just really glad this one still works. But it was a rude awakening. And then, of course, my body's full of adrenaline all of a sudden, and I'm like chasing after her, and it's dark, and I'm like disoriented. But my biggest concern is like losing her, because I appreciate that she's protecting us, but I'm just like, Amor, you don't always gotta go towards the threat. You could just growl really loudly next to me. That's my wishful thinking, but she has her survival responses that have worked for her in the past. So, you know, it's just yeah, my survival response is to flee. It's like it's like to appease and to run away, and hers is the opposite. She's like, I'm gonna go get them. Ugh, so there's tension there, but yeah, it woke me up. It was just unsettling, and then from there, I could hear the dog barking, and I was like, "Oh, no big deal, Amor. Don't worry about it." But then I could hear the barks were moving. I was like, "Oh shit, this dog is not in a like fence or a house or something like I imagined they were." And then I was like, "Is this even a dog? Like, what if this is a small cat? Not a small cat, like a big cat, like a fox or like a mountain lion, smelling out this dog food?" Oh my god. And it was off and on the entire night with these growlings from this animal. Because they weren't really like barks, they were like grunts and they were rhythmic. And I don't know, the whole thing was super unsettling. And I was asking Amor, I was like, should we leave? But of course, she doesn't give me feedback. That's the one thing where, like, I know she loves me. It's very clear. Because also, with this barking happening, she was, like, hovering over me, like, protecting me. Because at this point, I had, like, you know how I have her leash wrapped around this thing right now? I found something to wrap her leash around because I didn't want her leaving my side. I'm just afraid of losing her in the woods. I don't want her chasing something and, yeah, maybe being attacked, getting in a fight, or, like, just chasing them into the wilderness and then losing herself. I just get nervous. So she was awake most of the night, and I dreamt a little bit, but I feel sick today. I have a headache. My whole body feels like floaty. I feel ungrounded, and I remember this is how I have been feeling after every single night of stealth camping. But this time, my anxiety and fear, it felt like a more real threat than like, what if the police catch me? Because like ultimately, I mean, I don't know if they would be violent towards me. It's possible, but presenting as a white male, like, it's just a layer of protection in the subconscious mind of the police that like they're more likely to treat me with respect, unfortunately. But these mountain lions or whatever, I'm like, they could tear me apart. Like, nothing's gonna stop them. So it was a whole new level of fear last night. So I feel like I'm done with this whole stealth camping thing. I thought it was gonna be this easeful experience because I had done it a few times already. Oy. But no, this time was actually really scary, and I had adrenaline the whole night. It was really hard to just relax. So I took, a few naps basically and had some dreams, but it was not restful. And poor Amor, like, she barely rested at all. The only reason I was able to even attempt to rest was because I knew Amor was there to keep me safe. And even so, I didn't feel fully safe. I felt vulnerable, and I felt bad too, like, to have to tie her up. because I thought, well, she could probably keep us safer if she wasn't tied up. Or, like, what if a mountain lion comes here and then she gets tangled in her leash, or she can't have the range she needs to keep us both safe? Like, these are all thoughts I was having last night. I actually did some growling last night too, just to increase our like scare factor. I was so grateful that she like let out this big scaly bark last night in response to these like rhythmic grunts that this animal was letting out. I legit don't know what kind of animal they were, but I seriously think they were a wild animal, not a domestic pet. So, yeah, Moore's got a big, deep bark, and I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for using it strategically and not just la 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 la. It was just like one steady, like, don't fuck with us, we're over here. It was enough to stay stealth, without like revealing us to the humans, but also enough to communicate to the animal that, like, come over here, we're gonna fuck you up. And so, yeah, in little moments where I got scared, I did some growling too, just to send a message, it's communication. Like, don't fuck with us. So I'm relieved that she's able to relax in this parking lot. I'm gonna eat some breakfast. I got myself some a nectarine and some sprouts. Trying to be like the most nutrient efficient over here because it's hard to eat vegetables on the road, and vegetables are normally my main source of food. So it's been hard on my entire system, honestly, and on my digestive system especially. So I'm gonna enjoy this. I have leftover chicken from yesterday. It's still weird for me to be eating animals. I'm still getting used to it. But definitely I want to respect the chicken's life and, yeah, like, not waste the food and really allow the food to nourish me. Because, like, yeah, the protein density or just the nutrient density is going a long way for me in this moment. So much gratitude to the being who is giving me their energy so I can have life energy. It's truly like the biggest gift, and they did not consent to that, so I don't take it lightly. My little baby. Thank you for keeping us safe last night, Amma. I love you. Yeah, she's gonna rest so well. We're gonna go to the campsite today and just relax. I need to look it up. When does it open? So yeah, I'm gonna stock up on the Safeway groceries now for the week, and then we will be heading out of Pollock Pines and not returning. We're heading more towards Tahoe, but there's a big gap between services between Pollock Pines and Tahoe, and lots of hills. So we'll have to recharge lots using the solar panels. And yeah, I'm so relieved that we're finally gonna be able to find a place to like stay put for at least a week. I hope we will see. Like, I'm really learning that my intentions, they're just plans. Like, they're not guaranteed. They're just guiding me. So I'm open to whatever happens, but I'm feeling relieved just to be closer to nature, and I'm just tired of interacting with people on the street. It's such a vibe. Like, even when it's friendly, it's exhausting me. I've had the same conversation a million times. How fast does your bike go? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? It's all kind and stuff, but I'm just like tired of it. Like, I might as well just write it all down and show them a piece of paper. I'm so tired. I'm too introverted for this. Read my blog, like. Oy.